Good morning, everyone. You are listening to Table 2 for 2 with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Segal Network. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Naomi Nachman, and I'm about all the food all the time. I love food. I love shopping for food, cooking it, eating at restaurants, anything food related. I've written 2 books. One is called Perfect for Pesach, because we're in the zone right now, and my brand new book is called Perfect Flavors, which also has a ton of Pesach recipes in there. I'm a kosher personal chef. I run cooking competitions, and I just love talking about food with everyone right here on the show. Hope you'll tune in every week and hear about my cooking adventures, kosher food traveling, and sharing of great recipes and food ideas each week. But I want to hear from you too. So email me, naomi@nachumsegal.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or join my newsletter through my website, theaussiegourmet.com. If you make anything good or you eat anywhere that I need to know about, you better email me because I want to know. We have, I'm so sorry, I seem to have, no, I need a drink. It's a little warm in here. So my throat is very dry. I've been suffering from a bit of a dry throat the last few weeks. So I'm just going to be taking sips of water. Everyone's told me to get my throat back into gear. The last couple of weeks I've been very hoarse to take sips of water. So we have got an incredible lineup for a show that is weeks away from Pesach. Just had a little sip there. Weeks away from Pesach. I can't believe where this year has gone. I keep saying as we're edging closer. It was just January. I was just on that big Africa trip, and here I am right here looking Pesach in the nose. I'm loving it. I'm one of these people who looks forward to Pesach. It's not because of my business and not because, the attention I get from selling my book, but I've always been very Pesach centric. I grew up in a household. My dad ran a Pesach business. My mother helped out in the kitchen making recipes at the hotel, her fabulous desserts. And I look forward to just being around people and family and Yontif. I love Yontif in general, but I just like Pesach. I don't know. It's always spoken to me. So I'm really excited that Pesach is coming up very soon. Another person who is just very focused on Pesach right now, because she also has a Pesach book, someone who has been an inspiration to me, who has written not 1 book, not 2 books, not 3 books, but 4 books. She's just unbelievable. She was a guest a couple of weeks ago when we did our Hamantaschen show. And now I have to have Paula back talking about her Pesach and her Pesach experiences. Welcome back, Paula Shoya.
Hi, Naomi.
Hi, darling.
So great to talk Pesach with you.
I know. I'm sad that we tried to get to work out to have you in the studio, but things did not work out for us. Paula lives in Maryland. So
yes, right outside Washington, D.C.
So we had a bit of a hard time getting her into the studio at the same time I could be in the studio. So I said, I'm still going to have you on. You must come on. Everyone had a great response from last show. So I said, we got to talk Pesach with a Pesach queen herself.
Yeah, no, I always say, and whenever people complain about Pesach, and they always do, I always say Pesach doesn't scare me. As long as you've got great recipes, time to plan, and you give some thought to it, and you listen to the experts like Naomi and myself, it's not so scary.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's really true. Just plan. And you can plan right now. I don't even know how many days it is to go, but you need to just, if you start right now and writing your list, and don't do that rush right before Pesach. Number one, sometimes things are sold out from the stores and they don't restock them.
There have been years where certain food items just are not available.
Right. So just start early. They're available early in the season. When they're out, and they don't restock. So
yeah, and one of my best Pesach tips I can give to you about shopping for Pesach food is keep all of the receipts of everything you buy in an envelope. And then the last day of Pesach, before you clean up everything, right after Yontif is over, look in your cabinet and fridge and see how much you actually ate. If you bought 5 things of cream cheese and you only had 3, write on your shopping list -2. Look what you have left over so that next year you have an even better shopping list and you will only buy what you actually need.
I think you shared that with us a couple of weeks ago when you're on the show, and it stuck with me.
I
love it.
I tell, because if you're going to start, as soon as you start shopping, you got to keep those
Shout
papers.
it from the rooftops. Little secret. It's not a secret. The meat at Costco was on has OUP, right? They have flanken and brisket, first cut brisket at the Costco in the 5 towns. I'm not sure what your Costco has in your neighborhood.
We have a decent kosher section. We do.
Okay, so I noticed that the meat was OUP or whatever Hechsher was, a Hasidic Hechsher with a P, and I bought $1,000 worth of ribs. They never have flanken, and I put it in my freezer for my clients. Maybe it wasn't 1,000. I think it was $500 worth.
Wow.
I put it in the freezer right away so I would get it because you can never get it before Pesach. So I was.
Yeah, I'm convinced that flanken was probably really inexpensive back in the old country, and I think because it's so popular, they just hike up the prices. Because I find that when I go out to buy, kind of 6 to 8 strips of it, it's cost me more than I would think it would.
Right. So when I first moved to the 5 towns, a friend of mine, Michelle Braunschweig, shout out to you, Michelle. I don't know if she's listening to the show, but she once said, "Oh, look, second cut briskets on sale. It's $4.99 a pound." I'm like, wow, meat for $4.99 a pound. I'm going to take some. It has never ever been $4.99 a pound again. I think it was right before it became really popular and it was chashiv to only buy brisket first cut. But we've caught on that second cut is way better. Second cut should really should really be first cut. I know there's, I'm sure, a technical reason from that, and I'm sure that we'll hear from our guest Ellie Miller, who will be here on the second half of the show from Emma's Charcuterie. But I think it's funny how meat goes through trends. Marrow bones, they couldn't give that away. They used to throw it in the garbage, and now Fleischig's magazine had it in one of the last 2 issues about marrow bones, and it's so hot right now.
Yeah, no, it's so, because the food is so expensive, especially for Pesach, you really have to plan really well.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really everything is expensive for Pesach, right?
No, it is. One of the reasons I organized my book, The New Passover Menu.
Yeah, let's talk about your book.
Into menus was that people would kind of give them a way to kind of really focus so they can get their list together and not feel overwhelmed by, okay, I'm making this meat, but what else am I doing with it? I wanted to kind of take away some of the guesswork for that.
No, it's really great. You have such a great book with things that have not been seen in kosher cookbooks before for Pesach, like your waffles. Who'd have thought you could have great...
I know, and my big joke was that, when I was on book tour for this book, I kept telling everybody that they had to get a Pesach waffle maker.
Right, it's true. It's really true.
Because it makes your kids so happy. And obviously you can put potatoes and other things in it as well. But, to have waffles for Pesach, big deal. It's a big deal.
I have 2 waffle makers. I have a milchik one and a fleshik one. Why do I have 2? Because I use my potato kugel batter to make potato kugel waffles, and then I serve it with pulled brisket on top. So you
you're killing me. That sounds so good right now.
You can actually do that for Pesach, I'm just thinking, because...
I know, but then I have to buy yet another waffle maker.
Right, yeah, I'm sorry. So that means 4. You could actually own 4 waffle makers, a milchik one and a fleshik one for chametz,
right,
and a milchik one and a fleshik one for
Pesach.
So, yeah, you can buy some stock in some waffle companies.
Right, but the waffles that I have, the recipe is gluten-free, so it's a great waffle recipe to make all year round.
Right. I had on the show last week Esther Anzarut, who, gluten-free SY, and because she's Syrian, and she makes the meze, those little tiny appetizers, and she makes them gluten-free, and they are also available all year. You don't have to think Pesach only to eat gluten-free.
It was so interesting because when I wrote this cookbook, I basically took all the recipes that were in my head. I had written 2 dessert books before this, The Kosher Baker and The Holiday Kosher Baker. So when my publisher said, I only have a few months for you to write this book, I took all the recipes that were in my head that I made every Shabbos for my family, and that's what I put into this Pesach book. So it's all the Shoyer family favorites, like my barbecue, my Moroccan spiced short ribs, and my caramelized onion sweet potato soup. All my family favorite recipes I put into this Pesach book.
Right. I did that the same with mine. My recipes that I make all year without the gluten in it went in my Pesach book.
Right, and if anybody ever sees a recipe all year round that has very small amount of flour, just know that you can convert it into a Pesach recipe.
Right. You can sometimes just leave out the flour, or sometimes you can just substitute in potato starch. But it's not the same equivalency, right?
No, it's not. I usually do a combination of almond flour and potato, tapioca, or coconut, starch or flour.
Right, it's hard, but if you don't know flour so well, even like myself, and I've written a Pesach book, how to blend the flours. Like,
right, because you
so
couldn't.
easy.
I would never just do all potato starch to substitute for like a half a cup or a cup of flour because it's just too dry. You need to kind of mix it with something else. But I love ground nuts to use as flour substitutions. I love the flavor of them as well.
Gummy.
But you can't just substitute that because it has too much oil and moisture in it.
Right. Paula, can we just divert over to the keto? What's going on with that?
Wait, say that again.
The
divert to where?
keto. Am I saying?
Yes. Okay.
Because I got from your published the whole thing that you've got this whole keto thing going while I have you on the phone.
So this is where I'm coming from. So there are so many diets out there. And a lot of them are very similar, but all of them are a little different. Keto is a specific diet where you're eating certain kinds of it's basically like a very low carb diet. And there are vegetables that we eat all the time, like sweet potatoes and squash, that actually have carbs in them. So those vegetables aren't part of, and carrots as well. They like above ground vegetables like mushrooms are okay. They don't like too much garlic, too many onions. So the whole idea behind it is that if you just go on this diet, your body goes into this state of ketosis where it burns fat, and people lose weight on that. And so many diets, Optavia is based on that concept as well. And but my thinking was, okay, people are on so many diets all year round, and then you get to Pesach and you think, okay, forget it. There's just no way I'm dieting on this holiday. It's impossible.
It is.
So my thinking was, okay, I'm not on a full keto diet, but I'm always eating healthy food. So I thought, why don't I put out some kind of diet-friendly recipes for this holiday so people don't have to blow their diet. And even if you're not on a diet, you could balance out some of these healthier recipes with the things that you make for Pesach all year round, so you're not eating so much matzah-based food and so many potato-based meals.
How do we find these recipes?
I know some of them are starting to appear online. I believe that the chocolate cake that has avocado in the batter, this is really good. It's a sugar-free keto chocolate cake. I think it's on Chabad.org. I'm going to double-check for you right now. So my thinking was, people could always use some lighter recipes to mix in with ones they like to eat anyway. And then for people who are on one of these diets, I wanted to give people some recipes so they didn't have to feel like they would completely blow their diet. So it's keto chocolate avocado cake, and it's on Chabad.org right now.
Wow, that's so interesting. I never thought. I mean, avocado is a fat.
Right,
fat,
so that's the fat that's in the batter. There is some coconut oil in it as well.
Wow.
And then for this recipe, it's a combination of almond flour, cocoa, and coconut flour.
Amazing. It's amazing. I mean, your book has tons of really great dessert recipes. Paula is, as we said in our last show, and if you missed it, Paula is actually trained as a pastry chef in Paris. How cool is that? So it's
cool because the best thing about training in Paris is that we made so many recipes with nut flours because the French love to do that. So basically French baking is really Pesach friendly.
Okay, so with that, she's also written 4 books and one just on Pesach alone. So she really knows her stuff. She's a great reference, and I when I want to bake and I want to look something up, Paula's actually kind of like my encyclopedia of knowledge. Like I'll grab one of her books, and research like the flour to oil to eggs to just ratios, flavors. Like she's really a big resource guide for me as well as besides having tons of incredible recipes. So go check out some of her books as well. They're available on Amazon or your local Judaica store. So what are your plans for Pesach? Family, hotel, getting away?
I have the sort of like the double whammy. So I'm going away for the weekend of the Seders. I'm going to be in Florida with family, and we're going to get everything catered there in Florida, in Boca. And then I'll probably come back on Monday and be home for the rest of Chag. So I'm going to have my house koshered probably a week and a half before Pesach and see if there's any friends here in Washington who want to come over and do some Pesach baking in my kosher kitchen a week before. Because every year people ask me for, like you do the personal chef thing. I haven't done that, but people are always asking me for desserts, and I thought, well, why don't I just kosher my house and people can come here and we can all bake together.
That's so nice. I love that the community spirit. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to make that happen, and that way when I get back from Florida, my house is all ready to go.
Okay, good. You're fantastic. Paula is a ball of energy. She travels. She can come to your community, do a great, great presentation. She's so fun, so energetic. And the two of us together in a room are just crazy. We have a lot of fun together. So thanks, Paula, for coming back on the show.
Oh, happy to be here and talk about Pesach and, just encourage everybody to focus on natural food and vegetables.
Okay, yeah, I think keeps everything moving in the body.
Well, when you're eating matzah, for sure.
Yes, let my people go, right? Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I'm going to steal that line. It's a good one.
It's an old line. It's an old line. Thanks, Paula. Have a good Shabbos. Thank you so much, and a great Pesach.
To you, too. Thank you, Naomi. Bye.
All right, bye. Paula Shoya. Wow, she is the queen of cookbooks, along with so many great other ladies, but really, Paula is fabulous, and we really, when we get together, we just laugh the entire time. Okay, we have in the studio, we have Ellie Miller from Emma Charcuterie. Are you also going to be on the show? You're joining in as well? Okay, great. We'll talk to you guys in a second. Okay, you have all their deets? Okay, great. But on the line all the way from sunny California is my good friend Deanie Klein. Deanie? Hold on 1 second. Oh, ZK's getting around. ZK? Deanie?
Hey.
Deanie, I got you. Off you. Hi, how's it going?
Oh, this is so fun.
This is so... Deanie, remember when you were on the show here at the studio as a young chef who just finished CKCA, the kosher cooking school in Brooklyn, the original school there before they closed down? Now there's a new cooking school. And you came on.
A long way.
Yeah, my God, both of us. Like, how many years ago was that?
It's crazy. Like, we've been friends for so long. That must have been like
4 or 5 years ago.
It's like 8 years. Well,
I've only been doing this show 7 years.
About like 8 years ago.
So okay, so you were probably already graduated by then, because I think the show's only 7 years old. So probably right the first season you were on.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh my God, I missed that studio.
Okay, well we need you back here now. Deanie was on my show a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, and I let her do. Yeah, when my book came out, and we turned the tables because it was Purim Nafacho, right? And Deanie pretended to be me, and with my accent, and she interviewed me for my book on my own show, pretending to be me. Got it, guys?
It was hilarious.
So Deanie can do. Go on, can you do it now?
No, Naomi. This is a table for two with Naomi Nachman. Let's get to it.
So not bad, right?
That's probably practice for a bit.
Yeah, she's probably the closest one that anyone's ever done to my accent. But Deanie, you've moved again, and you are off and running on your career has kind of changed up a bit.
Oh, just a bit. My goodness. I mean, always a hustle, but a different kind of hustle. But I'm really loving what I'm doing now. It's been a really, really fun little journey. It's been really cool.
So talk about from where you left New York onwards.
Yeah, so I left New York working as a private chef, and then once I got to Florida, I kind of took advantage of that opportunity to really get out of the private chefing, because it was great. It was great money, and things were going really well, and, I was growing as a private chef, but that wasn't the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal was to do something bigger, something that I could really monetize on without having to cook for individuals, but rather be able to share with more people and be able to get into other people's kitchen in a different kind of way. And this whole meal prep system came about, and I took the year that we were in Florida to sort of develop that concept, and we launched Prep and Rally this past September. September we opened for subscriptions, and then our first week for meal prep was on October 14th, I want to say. October 14th.
Okay, now, for those who are listeners who are not familiar with what meal prep is, can you give us a little bit more detail?
Yeah, so working as a private chef, they always say the shoe man's kids have no shoes. So I would cook for everyone else, and I would neglect my own family, and I would come home and we would eat
like
garbage.
Deanie, that is us. In my house, there's either feast or famine. There's 20 dishes for dinner or zero.
Or nothing, exactly. People are always like, Mike, why are you so thin? Like, your wife is a chef. And he's like, you don't understand. Like, she cooks for everyone else but me.
My kid came home yesterday. My married daughter came into my house. She's like, there's nothing to eat here. I'm like, yeah, sorry. I sold it.
Sorry. It's not a recipe testing day. It's so funny. There's so much truth to that. So yes, I decided to come up with this system for myself to help myself get through the week and to make sure that I had great food on the table all week long. So I would prep on Sunday, a couple of staples for the week, and then all week long we could just mix and match those staples really easily into quick dinners. And I would do a very similar things for my client. I called it a fridge stocker option, where I stock your fridge for the week. So that's sort of how the idea came about, and people were very interested in it, and I started sort of sharing these plans for free just to kind of gauge the interest and see if it was helping other people, because it was really saving my week.
So you would cook on Instagram, and people would watch you cook, but it would be cooking for the week in one shot.
Right. Once I developed the concept, then I was really starting to test it out. So I would do it every other Sunday consistently, and I would cook for an hour. Basically, I would send out a menu that's similar to how I do it now the week before. So usually on Wednesday, I send out a menu with a grocery list, so you could modify any way you need to switch it up to make it work. And then you shop, and then on Sunday, I went live on my Instagram, and we would cook for like an hour together live in real time. So you're in your kitchen, I'm in my kitchen, where, Mike would record me and he would throw out questions. Sarah from Arkansas wants to know, what do you put in your chicken? Or why does my salad dressing look so thick? What can I do to thin it out? So it was really fun, interactive, and building this kind of community of women getting through the week together, all while saving time, money, and sanity. So the idea really took off from there, and people were really finding peace and, a less stressful week and finding all the benefits that I was finding by doing it for myself. So it's like, I need to do this and share this with the world. And that is when I kind of got it all together, figured out the name, built the site, and here we are.
Here we are. It's amazing. I actually want to do this, guys, with Deanie, because, and I want to do it now during my crazy Pesach season, because I've got to cook for my family as well and my Pesach clients at the same time. I have a separate Pesach kitchen downstairs, so I can cook for Pesach, and knowing that upstairs my family is eating something delicious. You can't just eat. It used to be that I would just like make noodles or pizza because I was too busy cooking the family. But my kids are like, they're big now. They want to eat something healthy, and my little one wants something real. She can't want pizza and noodles.
Exactly, and we're actually doing 3 weeks of like Pesach menus around Pesach time, so that you could even have ideas of how to get through the week even on Pesach.
So
we're
guys,
not stopping. Everyone's like, "Are you going to continue? Or are you stopping?" I'm like, "Of course we're continuing.
And
Life goes on."
You have a lot of
stock a fridge,
right? Exactly, and you have a lot of not Jewish clients following you doing this.
Yeah,
you don't have to be kosher to be doing this.
Yeah, I try to appeal to the Jews and non-Jews. You would never know that it's a kosher system. I just don't happen to use pork and mixed milk and meat, but you can always add in or substitute anything you want. And I do also write out if you should be using like a parag or meat pan, because sometimes we'll use quinoa once as a side dish for the meat and one as a side dish for a dairy meal. So I'll let you know if and when you should be using a parag. So it's very user-friendly for Jews, yeah.
For the kosher. That is so brilliant.
Yeah, 100%. And let everybody know. I mean, you guys can all try it out. I'm doing this promotion where you can use promo code free month, all in caps, and you get a whole month free.
Okay, guys.
Try it out.
So for our listeners today, right, you can do this.
Yep.
Free month, okay? Now, this show is going to air right before, like a week or so before Pesach. So
perfect timing. You'll get
perfect timing. You'll get Pesach menus, which you can use on Pesach, and they'll be basically gluten free after Pesach. Deanie is known for fresh, healthy cooking, so you won't see much of a difference between Pesach and non-Pesach food because the food is fresh and delicious. I know our friend Melinda's been doing it a lot. She bought a subscription.
Yeah, she is amazing. I mean, she does it every single week. And even though she's creative and likes to cook, and so many women are like, but I really enjoy cooking. I like to make my menus. But she just sometimes wants an inspiration of not having to think about what's for dinner. Or maybe she got a good idea to make poke bowls one night. She wouldn't have necessarily thought of that without the subscription. So it just makes life easier, and it's less thinking. And you could take from it what you want. I make some of the food for Shabbos every so often. So I always want people to keep these PDFs that I send out. Store them away. People put it binders. People are making these like full-on cookbooks with them because I want you to utilize those recipes in other ways throughout the year.
How many subscribers do you have so far?
We've had like 1,400 or so from start to finish, but we're about 900 active subscribers currently on recurring plans.
That is amazing. Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. And we're like just attempting to start doing some actual marketing. So it's really just been this like amazing community of people, spreading the word, sharing their pictures, talking to their friends about it, because it really is such a life-changing, it really is such an amazing system. And it's so helpful for busy working moms because you're saving a ton of money, first of all. You're shopping once, you're cooking once. You know that you're not, we call it the group fitness of the food space, because you know that you're not doing it alone. You're in it together. Everybody is cooking at the same time on Sunday. So we're kind of in it together and making a chore like a fun experience and getting dinner on the table with ease. Because all week long you're pulling out, 5 to 10 minute dinners that you just simply assemble. And you'd be so surprised. I mean, kids are eating so beautifully now. Even picky husbands are trying new things because all, different recipes, different ideas, and it's coming from the Prep and Rally girl. So people are more willing to try different things.
And Prep and Rally girl shows a lot of her family to show on her Instagram, her gorgeous children, her husband. Yeah, she shows you her life, how to put on makeup, how she gets ready to do her videos. You really see a lot of Deanie in this, and it's her whole personality, her whole being comes through in Prep and Rally from her Instagram, and you should all be following her. She switched from Deanie Delivers. Remember she was Deanie Delivers?
Yeah.
Now to Prep and Rally. She's very verified on Instagram. So cool.
Yeah.
And you should follow that. And she's been on TV now. Home and Family.
Oh my
ZK, she was on Home and Family.
Oh my goodness. They are so amazing on there. I mean, thank you, Naomi. You totally hooked it up with Trina. She's amazing. And it's great. There's so many more opportunities out in LA as well when it comes to filming, and you just get yourself out there. And I'm so inundated with my day-to-day customer service and then updating the website and recipe testing that having somebody to actually pitch you for these things are great. And these networks want to showcase this because it's so helpful to busy working, not limited to, but a lot of moms are working now. So it's very, very helpful.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I have the Deanie_Klein Instagram as well, but I'm thinking of just deleting it because I was thinking that would be the personal one and then Prep and Rally would be the more, formal, straight business. But Prep and Rally is a lifestyle. Basically, it's making my life easy. And because I meal prep, I'm able to go out one night, serve the kids dinner quickly and then go on a date night. I'm able to hang out with my kids or go away. It really changes your life. And I like to showcase that and show how amazing the system is and how it affects my week.
What I think is really cool. Yeah, no, I think it's really cool. You show your little girls eating broccoli and chicken and salmon. When people say to me, my kids would never eat that, I'm like, if you start them young, like I did and you did, they will eat it.
You need to start young, 100%. Start young, and I always say because of Prep and Rally, people are eating better because of the variety. Every single week you're eating something new. If you ask my kid, what's your favorite thing that your mom makes, they would look at you blankly because I don't make the same thing twice. They're always
really
trying to do things, and they become so adventurous because of that, because there's no norm. It's not like we have pizzas on Wednesdays and chicken nuggets on Thursdays. It's always something different. And I really think that that's so important for kids, so that they're constantly trying new things. And what also helps is having everything assembled already or having everything cooked for the most part on Sunday. So all you have to do is come home from picking your kids up from school and just assemble it. So you could get the kids involved in assembling their poke bowls or building their own pizzas because all the components are cooked already. You've already shopped. So it makes it fun. It's a total game changer.
You're making me want to go home right now and Prep and Rally.
Yes. I'm going to hook you up with a free year of Naomi.
Okay, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to do it. But yes. I hope you guys are all doing it. And she's giving you 1 month for free to the listeners of Table for Two. You just have to write in the code free month onto prepandrally.com and you get it 1 month free, and you can watch Deanie do this amazing, incredible, food. So it's great. It's just, I'm so proud of you. You had this, brain to table, brain to shelf concept. They always call it brain to shelf. When you thought of something in your head till you've got it out to the people to buy on the shelf or your product, it's fabulous. So I'm so proud of you.
Honestly, you just have to always take a risk. I mean, I remember thinking are people actually going to do this? Will they pay me for this system? But it kind of proved to myself that I could do it, and I went for it, and I was like, it could be a huge flop, but I'm only going to know if I try. And
you're doing
right away, I mean, we're doing it, and it's going really well. Thank God. It's been really fun, and I have lots more exciting things up my sleeve.
Oh, I can't wait to see, and you'll share it. Yes, please keep all our listeners on Nachum Segal Network listening
Definitely.
to and keep us updated. How's the weather in California?
It finally feels like spring. It's beautiful. Like in the 70s yesterday.
Oh, so nice, so nice. Remember when I was there in January, it was raining and cold.
It was nasty.
Everyone kept
the worst week.
And everybody kept apologizing to me. I'm like, don't worry.
Because it's been the weirdest, wettest winter, apparently. Apparently it's never this cold or wet. But
right. Well,
rainy winter.
So far, New York, we've had our moments. We've had some pretty cold days, but yeah. All right.
Getting warmer now?
We hope so. We hope so. You know, Purim is late April, so let's hope that, you know, we'll get lots of sunshine. Dini, thank you so much. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Naomi. Good chatting, and we'll speak to you soon.
We'll speak to you
Thank
soon.
You guys. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye, Dini.
Bye. Thanks.
Shabbat shalom to Dini Klein out there in California. It's there. She is 3 hours behind, so she got up nice and early for us. Guys, it's so nice that she did that free month. It's worth actually some really solid money there. So take advantage, especially Pesach time. I'm so going to be doing that. I promise you. I'm going to show you on my Instagram that I am signing up for this because that was really nice. Okay. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm just making sure I pronounce right. Okay, great. Because we didn't start, I forgot. I'm sorry. You know, there's a lot that goes on in your brain when you're preparing a show, and your brain like gets a little fachada. Yeah. Right. I know. I know now. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for, all the way from Lakewood, Elizabeth, New Jersey. I knew it was New Jersey.
You're right.
I knew it was New Jersey. We have Ellie and Hannah Miller. Hani. Chana. Well, what?
Chani.
Yeah. Okay. From Emma Charcuterie, right here on the show, where it's not going to be such Pesach talk right now. We're just going to take a little bit of a break from Pesach talk, even though
next year, hopefully, though. Next
year will be. But you know, we met a couple of weeks ago. I said we've got to have you guys on the show, and I don't care that it's right before, like 2 weeks before Pesach or whenever Pesach is at this point. You can see I'm all chatted with Pesach talk. I really wanted to have them on the show because I was so excited to meet them, and they've made a bit of a splash on Instagram.
Yeah, so far it's been going good. We're still in the middle of our soft opening, which
what's a soft opening? Tell me.
So we had our trial launch back in October. Our soft launch basically is that we're up and running, but I haven't made a public announcement yet because I want to make sure I don't get overbogged. After Pesach is when we're gonna do a public. Basically, if anytime people contact me and say, "Oh, could I order?" I'm like, "Yeah, go on the website, no problem," and it's fine.
Right, but now, so you're not quite up and running yet for.
I'm up and running. It's just not automation. It's not automated yet.
So I was one of the lucky people who got to try this first. So, okay. So what actually is charcuterie for those people who are new to this?
Okay, so charcuterie is the process of preserving meat, curing it with salt, keeping it so that it doesn't need a refrigerator. Everything that we make is
that how they used to do it way back when before we had our whatever brand of GE refrigerators?
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. And it was done out of necessity, and then in the past 15 years it kind of became a bigger thing, and people were realizing how good it actually tasted itself, rather than just it being something that 100 years ago was 1,000 years ago was necessity, that they just preserved it with salt. Now it's a delicacy.
Right. Isn't it funny? Like 10 years ago, what was charcuterie? Nobody heard of it. Who was doing it 10 years ago?
In the kosher world?
In the kosher world only.
Yeah, the kosher world, no.
I never heard of it.
It was dried salamis. That was it.
Right. Wurscht.
Yeah.
As my grandmother used to call it. And now it's become like so trendy. I think the first time I had it was Prime Bistro. Prime Grill.
Yep, Prime Grill was doing it.
Manhattan. It was like butter. Soft like butter.
Yep.
Like, this is me. It was amazing. And then now Ari White and so many companies, yourself, Meat and Board, your friend, Yehuda. Like, it's just amazing how it's just become at the forefront of, you know?
Yeah, it's
kosher food.
Yes.
Kosher food trends.
Exactly. I'm personally hoping that it's going to be a trend like sushi is a trend where it's still around.
Right.
Because sushi, a lot of people are wondering whether charcuterie is going to be a fad or not, and I say to them, well, sushi was a fad. It never died though.
Now it's a set. You wanted to go from fad to staple.
Exactly.
That's a good line, from fad to staple.
Exactly, and that's what you were seeing in the non-kosher world, where it's sticking around. It's not a fad, And as long as there's people who are doing it in the kosher world and they're doing it good, there's no reason why.
As long as we stay carnivores and not
Exactly.
vegetarians,
Exactly.
we're good.
Exactly.
We're good.
The only problem is you're not going to find charcuterie in every pizza shop like you will with sushi.
Right. I know, pizza and sushi. What have we done? It's crazy.
It
Like,
also has to be done well and
Right.
the right
Right.
way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very important.
so what is the right way?
What is the right way? I don't know what the wrong way is. I know that there are wrong ways. I don't know what the wrong way is.
Oh,
though.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So what? I mean, the right way is taking the time, studying it. I spent a lot of time. I got books. I read books. I mean, I brought this one. This one here was the first book I got.
Okay, what is it called?
right?
I love when
It's-
people like research something till they know it inside out. Honey's rolling her eyes.
Well, what
Honey,
happened-
we can't go out tonight. I've got to read about charcuterie.
it was like
Well,
another
well,
college course. It literally is a college
My
course.
friend gave this to me, and he said, "Oh, it's about making home sausages and everything." And I figured it's going to be a cookbook. Open it. It's a college textbook.
Oh my god, yeah, this is overwhelming.
Yeah,
Cold, smoke, and fermented
but
sausage.
there's charts. There's almost no pictures. There's diagrams and
This is
charts.
like a medical school book.
Yes,
Yes.
that's exactly what it is.
And
I
that's how
read
he
it.
studied
Bacon,
for it.
butts, loins, and lard. Okay, you skipped that chapter.
He
Wild
did not.
game.
I didn't skip.
He
I didn't
didn't.
skip it because I want to figure out how to do I want to figure out how to do all the stuff that's available in Treif. I want to figure out how to do with kosher, which is why I use a lot of veal.
Because
Veal is said to be, I don't know, but this is what I've been told by many people. Veal is the closest in flavor and texture and looks to pork.
interesting. I'm looking here at the book, Smoked Fish Pate, and it's got a whole bunch of recipes for smoked salmon pate, smoked salmon with avocado. Oh, that's right up my alley. Okay. And me, I love venison sausage, wild boar sausage, wild game sausage, wild game meat.
I want to get my hands on some venison and do some stuff with venison.
I was once given venison. Felt like I was eating Bambi. But it was very good.
It's
You have
good.
to know how to cook it right.
One of the
I didn't
one of the
do.
good things about venison in the kosher world is that you don't have to worry about nicker. You can use the hind quarter also, because I'm not sure is deer a chaya or a behema, whichever one a cow is. Deer is the other one, and you could use the entire backside of it. So you don't have to. You don't have any of those problems.
Right. So interesting.
I mean, on Christmas, Aguda Madison in Brooklyn was having actually they were having it all over. Agudas Israel of America was having to commemorate Rav Belsky's yard site. They had a whole because Daf Yomi is learning Chulin right now, and they had a whole shiur about. I mean, they brought a shechted. They shechted a goat, a lamb.
What's chulin?
Chulin,
For our listeners who don't know.
Yes,
For our listeners
yes,
who don't know.
Chulin is the tractate of the Gemara of the Talmud that in the Daf Yomi where they're learning a daf a day.
Yeah.
That's what they're learning right then, and it deals with all the
Laws of shechita.
laws of
There
all this
you
shit and
go.
everything like that. I don't know
There
because
you
I'm
The
not
woman
actually.
gets it.
I don't actually. I think I was the only person there that doesn't learn Daf Yomi. I was there just to watch them.
This is your daf.
Yeah, I was there to really see them. I mean, they shechted it, they slaughtered it earlier that day, and then they were showing all of the different parts of it. And I was just there just to get the knowledge of the animal.
Oh, so I would love that.
Yeah,
I'd
it
love
was
that.
it was bloody. It was gross. It was
Really?
awesome. Yeah,
Oh wow,
it was
cool.
great.
I have no problem with that.
yeah.
Hashem's-
Ellie is the one who you call. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood calls if they want to know what cuts of meat to get for what, how to cook what cut of meat.
Fantastic.
You know, like
Should have been. I wish we would have met when I did my book. I had
Yeah,
a million questions.
Okay, I'm sure you're gonna do another book.
No.
exactly
No. Never say never. But
right. So, and it's his passion.
it's so nice, and you guys are working together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She-
so I'm
You're
I-
the CFO.
I'm the CFO. I have my own business, but part of
What's your
what
business?
I do bookkeeping and virtual CFO.
Cool.
And so part of what I do is for Ellie's business is I help him manage the business. I have nothing to do with the food. I leave that to the master foodie. I just have to deal with the books.
How do the kids
And
manage?
You were saying before about feast or famine. Sometimes that happens in our house.
See, like it happens.
Well, we call it, especially like before Yontif, when I'm going crazy, because I go crazy for Yontif. It's called Tainus Eliezer, because you'll eat on Yontif. There's no food now. It's cereal.
When
and
the
milk.
kids say like, "What's for dinner?"
What's
it's
for
like
dinner?
you'll eat on Yontif.
But now you don't have to because you can do prep and rally.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes.
One hour, you'll have food for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Let's
was
totally
the
do
first
this
thing.
together.
It's the first thing that I thought of. I was like, oh.
Good
gotta
idea,
do that.
Dee. Good
Yes.
idea. Okay,
But-
so let's talk about with the cameras on. If you are listening on the YouTube channel, if you're listening on the NachumSiegel.com or on the app or on the podcast, you can now watch our show. I mean, you've been able to watch it for a while, but you should switch to turning on to the video because you can see what's going on here behind the scenes. We have a beautiful charcuterie board laid out for us. He's been, but ZK's know how to zoom in. This is the master. Yeah, we can, but you can always bring it closer because we like this. ZK's very happy when we bring in, we're happy to be Fleischicks in the mornings, right?
Always.
I'm almost never milking.
When I did my Pesach book, we were testing the cholent recipe 100 times, like just to make sure I got it right. And it's 12 hours, right? You have to, we'd put up at night and in the morning test it, right? So long as I had my cup of coffee in the morning first, by 10:30 I was happy to be Fleisch.
Right. Yeah. The rest and recipe testing. I haven't done a cookbook, but I know because I mean, especially with the beef jerky I'm making and all this stuff. And this stuff, the recipe tasting is more than 12 hours. It's months.
Right.
So I
3
can't.
months.
If it's screwed up, you won't know
exactly.
till
Well, and
Shavuos.
that's why I can't do one and then taste it 3 months later and then tweak it. When I first started doing it, I made 10 and I did them all different. And the notes I had to keep.
the notes and the cost. The cost is so much money.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Excel files.
The Excel files that I was dealing with,
Oh
the
my God.
databases that for keeping my recipes, just to keep track of the weight, how much was going into every. It was
Really, shakoyach. Really, guys,
it's
when someone starts a business, you have no idea from behind the scenes what is involved. This looks like a beautiful board. This is
No
2
sleep.
years,
That's
two
what-
years worth of work.
yeah.
Really, shakoyach. I'm like
Thank
so proud of you guys. It's really, it means a lot. I know what the grit is, and
Yeah.
you got the grit. Okay, let's try some food. ZK's hungry.
Okay. What do we want to try?
Oh,
everything.
Is this bread?
Yeah. Okay. So this is actually these are crostinis that I made. Oh, these are crostinis that I made from baguettes from Petit's Bakery. I'm only going to use the good stuff. Now,
Do you know what Petit's Bakery is, ZK?
Oh.
You know the chef he was actually here on the show. What
Pardes.
are you from
That is-
Paradise?
That's one of the things that I regret most in my life is that I could have gone to Paradise like a week after they opened, and I saw the menu and I was like, "This guy's crazy. There's no way I'm going there." But he was crazy awesome, and it was I missed.
So it closed down, and he's reopened a milchig, unbelievable
and Parv
empire. In what's
in
in
Lyndhurst.
Lyndhurst, that far from you?
It's right near Passaic. I mean, I'm buying wholesale, so I get it. Delivered.
Can you get stuff for me?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
My kids saw the boxes and they were like, "What?" And then they're like, "Oh, it's just bread. Where's the other stuff?" They're like looking
So I
for it.
I went on a Bobka call with Schiffer
Right.
Klein for the
And
magazine and
Naomi.
Naomi Elberg and
Right.
I'm drawing a blank on who was with us. Kayla Kay, Naomi Ross, and myself.
Oh.
Sorry, I had a little mental break there. And we tried all different babkas and pastries and stuff.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. But this was we went to
Petit's is-
Petit's number
yeah.
one. Yeah, amazing.
So I make the crostinis out of their stuff. So some people hold that it's Mazonos, now that it's not bread anymore. Some people hold it as motzi. I brought these also in case. Personally,
I would have washed before the show started.
yeah, you could hold that.
I can wash into the
Mazonos.
garbage bin over here.
It's
Okay,
it's up
after
to
the
you.
show. After the show. Okay.
Okay.
I'm happy to have it just plain.
Okay. So a lot of people are like that. Personally, I don't like it plain.
Okay, so I should have it. I always want it the way the chef wants me to
Right.
eat.
So most of the stuff is too overpowering to eat plain. A lot of people do it. I get people calling me and they just keep it in their desk drawer and they're just eating it nonstop. You can do that, but you might not like it like that. Most people, I don't like it like that. To me, it's an accompaniment. Like you want to have that flavor with something else. So that's why I have it with an olive. I brought some blood orange segments. With a pickle.
I want to try it with the blood orange segment.
Okay. So
really
with
good.
the blood orange, you're gonna
That's
want.
great.
It's really good.
Okay.
It brings out like
Yeah,
every
here's a
flavor.
spoon. Here's a spoon.
I brought good. Okay.
We've got good supplies. Okay. So what are you taking for me?
This is. 1 second.
Take this.
Okay, so I've got a toothpick. He's grabbing a toothpick and he's taking, what's that?
This is a veal pancetta, which is
Pancetta is imitating pork or
Right.
something,
Yep.
right?
So some people call it like veal cheddar. I don't like that. It just sounds weird to me. I'd rather say that it's a veal pancetta,
Okay.
just like veal bacon.
Okay. What bracha?
I mean,
Okay.
take the orange. Yeah, you're gonna have the orange.
Hi.
Yeah.
Baruch
it's-
atah B'cham B'Priet. You have to talk while I chew.
Yeah. So that's one of the good things. What, you want to talk?
Sure.
That
I
was
want-
really good.
The
Yeah.
veal. So the veal pancetta, you make two different kinds, right? You
Right.
make a
So
rolled one.
there's the rolled one, and then there's a flat. The flat one I actually didn't bring on this one. That's the veal pancetta. This is a veal prosciutto.
What's the difference between a pancetta and a prosciutto?
Right, so pancetta, they're very similar. They could be
You
similar
have
as
to
far
beat
as.
this guy too.
What would you like? Tell us what would you like.
Okay.
Anything. Oh, that was good. Maybe put on a cracker or something.
Yeah. You want a kegel or you want?
Oh, you want to
Oh, he's one of those guys. Okay.
He's one of those guys. One of those guys.
You know what?
Yeah.
Go for this first.
Go
Oh,
to
If you're gonna eat
that's
plain.
what I loved, right?
Right, yes.
Hand it over. How
Everybody loves Brasiola.
Yeah, it's
do you pronounce it?
Brazola.
Brazola.
Brazola. Okay.
You have to say it the Italian way.
Brazola.
Brazola. Yeah, you don't have to though.
I know, but the way you say it. When
I'd
I
say
met
So
Brazola.
good.
Right.
when I met Ellie and his whole family, like the way they say, like they're very into the way you pronounce things. You know, you have to pronounce things the right way.
Like poke is not poke.
right.
Right.
Or fa is not faux is not fa.
Right.
It's
Right. It's
faux.
not faux gras. It's right.
Well,
Or faux de Vietnamese soup.
Right.
Oh.
It's spelled PHO. So people
Right.
call it faux, but it's really
It's-
fa.
Right.
Fa.
Right.
Fa.
So
Fa.
so they were talking about something, and my mother-in-law was talking about a food, and I kept saying, "What are you saying?" Like I didn't understand. And then Ellie's like, "No, that's the correct way to pronounce it.
Like
Like
croissant.
that's right."
See that? I don't know why. When someone says croissant, it's a French word, but croissant has become part of the American language. So just like you don't have
Part
a
of it is that you're
baguette.
thinking that
it's a baguette now.
Right, but if you went to
yes.
France-
100%. If I'm going to France, I'm calling it croissant.
Right,
But if I'm
but
here,
you're
if I'm
going to Dunkin'
if I'm going to
Donuts,
Dunkin' Donuts, I'm getting
then
a
you're getting a croissant,
And they'll smack you if you got croissant.
Right.
right?
Exactly,
Because like,
exactly.
how pretentious are you?
Right. All right. What's next?
So this one, okay. So the difference between the pancetta and the prosciutto, pancetta is cured with different spices. Prosciutto is just salt.
Okay.
Okay.
So what am I having?
So this is gonna be veal prosciutto.
Veal prosciutto.
Actually, do you like lamb?
Yeah, I love lamb.
Okay, so you're
He's switching it to lamb.
I love lamb.
Oh, yeah, now we're for sure.
yeah,
Ellie doesn't even like lamb so
I don't
much.
like lamb.
What?
I don't. Like
I know.
lamb.
It's a bit fatty, but whatever.
It's so
It
good.
is. It is fatty.
It's so
It's
good.
lamb. Okay.
Lamb guy.
When Ellie starts, so
Yeah, you don't
also
have to ask him. Just feed him.
for like the extra pieces of the lamb, like that he can't slice up anymore. You know, he like cuts them into cubes and he like puts it on top of a burger, and like in like the lamb bacon, like you can smell it throughout the house. And I'm like, oh, like I'm like upstairs maybe working or something, and I'm like, what's going on downstairs? Like you just smell like you can't get rid of that lamb bacon smell, and it's the best. It's so good.
Yep.
I love it.
It's,
Can you crisp this up?
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah.
that is delicious.
you could put it with eggs. You could put it with,
I've done
burgers,
this before.
yeah.
Yeah.
and then there's the pepperoni sticks, right?
Pepperoni sticks.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
like a big fan favorite.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily charcuterie like Brazola or
Right.
or the lamb bacon or the pancetta.
This is
It's-
also a cracked pepper beef jerky, which is
Something.
it's not gonna burn it. Oh, it's not gonna burn your tongue. But it's gonna hit you in the throat on the way. Yeah.
It hit me in the
It-
throat.
I'll be the judge.
Yeah.
I've already got
Personally, I love heat, but it's more like a Scotch heat where it's warm going down rather than burning your tongue and your lips.
Okay, we're
It's
waiting
this-
for ZK.
Yeah, it's gonna take about 20 seconds before you feel it. Not that it'll kill you, but you'll feel it.
It's too strong for me. Also, I have a bad throat.
Yeah.
And then there's the duck. The duck is for the people who
Love
love
duck.
I love salty.
love duck.
The duck is always going to be salty. And then we have the rillettes.
I didn't find this as salty as it was the other day.
This is from the new batch.
This is delicious.
So good, right?
When I tried this the other day, it was a little salty. That's it.
Did I give you this or I'm not sure.
I don't
remember.
know. But this
Yeah,
is
it's-
delicious.
But I know I gave you the duck. I know I gave you duck pancetta. So so
Maybe it was
try,
this
try
one.
that one. Tell me. if
Okay,
that's
let me try
Yeah,
it.
the
salty one.
pancetta one is the one that you said is
Right.
saltier.
Again, not as salty.
Okay.
Salty.
Good. Yeah.
But not
Salty.
overpowering.
Yeah.
It's salty.
The rillettes. That's what you were
Rillettes.
about
Okay,
to
that's what I'm going for. Okay, so I gave it. We have the duck. So now there's also the veal.
When he started on this whole venture, we used to get rillettes. I will say, in the beginning, we were calling it rillets.
Right.
Rillette.
No, we were just calling it rillets because
we were calling it rillets because we didn't know.
Pella sells the duck.
Yeah.
Duck rillettes, and it was this is back in the day before I really started getting into this, and I just called it rillets. And so that's changed. Now it's the rillettes, but I make with veal and I make with duck.
Oh, I want to try the veal one. Can I
wanna
try
the
it
veal?
on a cracker?
Yeah.
I just don't know if I wash or not on that.
You
so-
know the no on this is Mizonos.
No, but if I have it on the patis after
Yeah.
the show, I'll wash. Do you have it with mustard? I see you have mustard
Okay,
and
yeah.
pickles.
Okay, so with this you're gonna want actually.
Oh, I'm gonna want big jam. Now you're talking,
That's,
baby. Ooh. Okay, guys, check this out.
I'm going with a little apricot.
Okay, what do you want, TK? Fig or apricot?
Yeah, wait.
Okay, we're all eating.
Wait.
I'm a foodie guy.
Which
Oh,
one
that
is
is
that? The
good.
duck or the that's the
The
veal.
veal.
Oh my god,
It's so good, right?
that's so good. I
And,
really like
and
it.
it's not nearly as salty as the
Nah.
duck one.
Delicious. I love
Yeah.
it with a jam.
Yes.
And look at these cute little pickles. What do I have with this cute little pickle?
Okay, with that you are gonna want.
Look at this tiny cute pickle. This is the land of the pickles on Lower East Side.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to think. Oh no, that Brazil. You want the Brazil with it?
Brazola. Okay.
Just
So just wrap it around?
Yep.
Okay. But I can have the Brazola plain. I like that. All right. Look at this. This is so cute. So are you going to move into a Pesach line for next year? I mean, obviously you can't do it for this year.
the plant. Yes, the plant. Yes.
Is this easy to make Pesach thing?
Yes. The only problem. The only thing that would be is an issue on here.
Is the bread.
And besides the bread, the mustard is mustard seed because the kidneys in it.
Ah.
So there's mustard seed, obviously in the mustard, but in and in the pepperoni sticks there are.
Okay, I want to try pepperoni stick. Is this what I had the other day?
Possibly, I don't remember what I gave you.
Oh, this is good. Oh, CK.
Yeah.
Guys,
So we have like
Some of them are harder. Some of them. This was a softer batch.
this has got anise in it.
Yeah, yes. Fennel. Yes.
Yeah, fennel.
Yep.
fennel.
Some people aren't a fan.
Good call.
Yeah.
You either
Good
love it
call.
or you hate
Yep.
it.
Yep. It's yeah.
No, there's no quality. It's so fennel's in your face.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but not everybody. For somebody like, oh, it kind of has like that licorice, like
right.
you know. Definitely.
good. Soft.
So we got an order
So
for
delicious.
Purim for 400 packages
Yeah. I'm still.
of the pepperoni sticks. They have to be delivered by Friday.
No.
No,
They had
No. We got it. It was done.
I'm saying they had to be
Right.
delivered by
Right.
Friday, and
the Friday before.
We're-
Purim.
the-
Friday before Purim.
yeah, and it's
It was a week
it was
of no
it was
sleep.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
welcome to my world. At
Yep.
this time, both of us. Right. This is
Yes,
this is our time.
Yes. Plenty of time to sleep later.
I call it the
Exactly.
P words because Pesach is not just Pesach alone. It's Pesach and Purim
Right.
together. Like someone made a comment to me the other day. Why didn't Hashem make it that Purim would be a month after Pesach?
Right.
Why? Okay. Why?
Why not? Like, it'll be easier for us.
No, we'd be so wiped out. We wouldn't.
Be able to do Purim?
We wouldn't enjoy it as
Wouldn't
much.
enjoy it as much.
We would not enjoy it as much. We wouldn't enjoy Pesach as much.
You think we enjoy Pesach so
Purim-
much
Purim-
because
Purim-
Purim is first?
Purim is.
What do you guys think?
Purim is the appetizer.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you put it
Yeah.
in terms of food that
Yeah.
I speak food.
I mean, we
Ellie-
go crazy.
Ellie-
We go crazy for Purim every year. Like
Real.
Ellie go crazy when again. No,
I'm a big fan of Yontif in general. Like,
He
Right,
said
I also love
he,
Yontif.
when
Love
we were
Yontif.
dating, he said, "I love Yontif." I did not realize how much he meant that until we were married, and I remember like, "Oh, that's so cute. Okay, you're so cute. Like you're saying, I love Yontif." And he, every year for Sukkot, we have a new, bigger and better thing, and
every year we add something to the
Right.
sukkah.
I mean, we have a sink in our
We have a
sukkah.
washing station in the sukkah.
Yeah. We have chandeliers.
in this year.
You
but-
It
guys are
was-
so cute.
And then Pesach also, like the first Pesach we made, he had to get china dishes. I was like, "Are you out of your mind? Who the heck? No, we're not."
Who's washing them?
Right. And he stayed up all night after the Seder. Because let me tell you, I did not.
He's a good boy.
He is.
He's a keeper.
He is.
Wow, that's really
Yeah.
awesome. I also I love Yontif. Like
Yeah.
I love Yontif. I like
It's
you hear me talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, Pesach we end up going to. We've done
we've
two
done
or
a
three
few.
times, but other times like we'll go to either we be with Connie's family or with my family. Sukkot, we're home.
Right.
Sukkot is
Right.
yeah, it's
But even Pesach, even when we go to your family or my family,
Right.
it's okay, Ellie, what are
there's
you
the
making?
cooking.
Which dips are you making? And let me tell you about this food. And, are we doing napkin rings? Are we doing this?
I love that. I love that you guys are so into that. That's
Yeah.
so wonderful. Oh, let's go back to the
Yeah,
charcuterie
sorry.
board.
Back to the
Yeah, no,
back
I
to the
love
meat.
Because we got about four minutes left. and I wanna-
next year we will be kosher for Pesach.
Okay, that's fantastic because I think everyone is going to be so hooked on this.
Yeah.
I see. You have salt and
Right.
pepper.
Okay, so I forgot actually about that, but that's one of the things I like to add on, like with the rillettes. So like, I'll take like when you have the Himalayan pink salt, I'll just add it on there, and
Would you like one?
You know what he what's so cool? He likes his own product.
I do.
Yes.
It's great.
gets
I'll
high
say-
on his
just
own
a little
supply.
bit. Just keep it a little bit because I have to
Fit into Pesach
fit into
clothing?
Pesach.
Yeah. He
It's
gets high
crazy.
on his own supply.
Yeah, yeah.
He does.
I think that's amazing. I want a little bit to try. Put a little bit at
Yeah.
the edge of a cracker with some of the sea salt. Okay. Is it pink
Your
Himalayan?
pepper?
Yeah,
Yeah, a
pink
little
Himalayan.
pepper. I already have throat issues. Oh,
Ay.
okay. This looks so cute. Look at this, guys. Okay, ZK, you want one? Yeah, just keep feeding this.
Do you want
guy.
the other one? Do you want the duck rillettes or do you want the veal rillettes? Which one?
We're gonna.
We'll try the duck. All
He's
right.
going for-
You gotta
we're going
try
for the
it.
duck.
Mm. It's so rich.
When we first started this, Ellie's been in the food business. He's been a foodie his whole life, and he loves food and he loves to talk about it.
Oh, like
And-
me.
Exactly, loves everything about it.
I
So,
was out of the business for a number of years though.
but about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, when was it? When we made our kiddush?
It was 2 years ago.
I'm trying a,
Yeah.
trying a plain blood orange. Yeah.
That's what happened. We were making kiddush for our youngest daughter, and I had a budget in mind, and I was going to do it in the house. And I figured, what, everyone's been doing hard salami and charcuterie, but I wanted to do the real thing. So I went and I made it, and I was obsessing over it. I was spending all this time, and it finally got to the point where she was like, "Okay, if you're spending this much time on it, you better monetize this."
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
and
it.
he made his own. At that point, he made his own charcuterie board, one that snapped apart and put together. And I was like,
But I built my own curing boxes.
right,
also.
he built his own curing box. And I was like,
It's
this
temperature and
is
humidity
turning
controlled. Instead of
into
spending
something.
$30,000 on
What?
instead of spending $30,000 on a commercial machine, I built my I built.
Oh my God, I
and
love
I actually
that!
I have 3 now, and I might be building a 4th, or I might not be. I'm not sure yet.
So, and that was the beginning stages of MS charcuterie.
MS, the real thing, the
Yep,
truth.
that's it.
Yes,
that's
that you
right.
The
got it.
truth,
You
authentic.
guys. I love it.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you
Look
very
at
my
this
pleasure.
beautiful board from you can watch it. I'm going to take pictures and put it on the Instagram, but this is
we ship. That's the other thing also, because we've been shipping everywhere.
You can ship this.
Ship everything in the U.S.
None of it needs refrigeration.
So stay tuned to. Oh, look at this, guys! Stay
But it comes
tuned.
packaged.
Where to get this?
MSKosher.com.
MSKosher.com.
Okay, great. And on Instagram.
Instagram, MSKosher. Facebook, MSKosher.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining me here. What an incredible show. We had Paula Scheuer, kosher baker. Deanie Klein, don't forget to subscribe. Free month on prepandrally.com for her prep ahead meals. And Emma Charcuterie, thank you so much for joining us here today. We were so excited to try it. Wishing everyone, last show before Pesach, a Chag Kasher Pesach Sameach, Shabbat Shalom, and happy cooking.